Hey everybody, it's Yafa. So I'm working on an introductory video for my YouTube channel, but today I'm coming to you in my pajamas. I have, oh my gosh, I was going to make this sort of a mocha coffee today, and so I bought chocolate almond milk, and some of the packages of almond milks have these tops that it's really hard to get them off. And so when I took it off, it just splashed onto me. So not only am I in my pajamas, but I'm in chocolate soaked pajamas. It's one of those times. Um, so what I want to talk about today, aside from what a mess I am, is handling, not handling, what to do about your child's moods, even if they're totally legitimate. I mean, you see the legitimacy. You're not like, oh God, this is such an overreaction. Um, it's really important that we not um, go down the rabbit hole with them. We really need to, it's not even a matter of staying positive, it's a matter of being with them, but not taking them down further by going down there ourselves. So, for instance, let's say your child is working on some schoolwork and they're having a really hard time. Instead of, going like, oh, this is so hard for him or her. This is just really so discouraging and that sort of thing. And oh, God, I wish this were an easier assignment for you. And oh, like, God, that's so unfair and this kind of thing. It's really important to look for the upside. It's not just a matter of turning something negative into positive. It's really like taking apart the situation and seeing it from a benefits point of view. So, for instance, I have a client, and he's been having a really hard time working on a paper. And the teacher said she would help them. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So what the teacher returned to him was not a lot of comments, but a lot of like, delete this. Like she would write, delete this. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. That means that she's showing you that the parts that she's saying delete don't work, but the parts that don't say delete, you can keep writing along those lines, along that train of thought kind of thing, or that style of interpretation. And he hadn't seen it that way. He felt really discouraged because his focus was on the deletes. And his family was also looking at it like, well, it was really mean because she put all these deletes in there, and now he's back to having to, like, he turned in a 4-page essay, but now he's back to 1 page, so that sucks because now he has to rewrite blah blah blah. But that's going down the hole with him. You want to be able to say, I mean, and this is something that I could say because I've been a teacher. If I returned a paper that said, delete this, but the other part is keep this. This is the good part. So that's something that I could share with my client. Having been a teacher, I would probably put more comments. But now even though he's back to having not a 4-page paper or a 3-page paper, he has a way better idea of what he does need to do because he's already done a good deal of it in this paper. He just has to replicate it in some more paragraphs. There was all that undeleted part, and that's the good stuff. So it's really important for us to look for those gems, kind of try to use our brains to look at it from a different point of view than we normally would, being parents. It's kind of natural to want to go down that hole with them. Since they're down there, we don't want them to be alone. But it's better for them if we lift them out. This is a really weird emotional time for people. This kind of advice, of course, works whether there's a pandemic or not. But in times of crises, a pandemic, a death in the family, a divorce, you're moving houses, these kind of pivotal moments in people's lives, it's important for us parents to get the emotional support we need so that we can support our kids in ways that will uplift them more. As confusing as these pivotal times in our lives are for us, they are even more confusing for kids because we at least have a history of resilience, a history of going through something and coming out the other side. Most kids don't have that experience. And so their systems are like on alert. They're in a low level or high level panic mode sort of consistently. And it's important that we remember that because it may look to us like what they're going through is something similar to us, and we, are looking at it from an adult point of view. But if you look at it from a kid's point of view, their systems cannot withstand, neither can ours, but their systems can't withstand being in low-level crisis for very long at all. So it's our job to provide them with the emotional support and safety. And I don't mean safety like you're unsafe or the family is unsafe. I mean, right now, the world feels unsafe. It's all over the place. We are quarantined because the world can be unsafe for us. That's a really, really, really scary place for kids to be. That doesn't make any sense on a kid level. So it's important for us to be with them emotionally, and by that I mean, find some way to reframe a situation so that they can also reframe it. Quarantine is kind of sucky, but at the same time, it's a really good chance for families to get closer together. And that's, something to be grateful for and something to share with your kids also. So that kind of finding something that we can be grateful for is a really helpful tool for kids to change their biological responses, physiological responses. So that's what I wanted to say today. Don't go down the hole with them. Go down and bring them up, like rescue them. Okay, so me and my chocolate covered shirt wish you a good day. And if you have any questions, just put them down below. If you have, or you can email me at coach@blocktobrilliant.com. And if you'd like to subscribe, go ahead. I'm working on, like I said, I'm working on a video that would be like an introduction video to the channel. So if you have any comments about that, just share away. All right, everybody, take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.